And what is going on here, good people? We're back here working on a weekend like usual. Of course, we're always working on a weekday. It is ISG, the intersection of sports gaming, ISG football, and we're powered by Vrabel Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. We're the only show that combines real sports and gaming at the exact same time. We're talking the latest in the world of the NFL. Yes, the NFL draft is over. We're talking the latest in the world of the NFL on and off the field. Also got a couple of gamers here playing EA Sports Madden, NFL 26 for cash and prizes as we come to you on the platforms of FTF Sports, Next Level Sports Entertainment, NESN Nation, Unbeaten Sports Channel, Players TV, and In the Black Network. ISG, the intersection of sports and gaming. ISG football, powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. All right, we'll come inside here, folks. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, ISG football, ISG college football. And, of course, at the end of the week, we always talk ISG basketball. It's good to be here, guys. Middle of the week, talk the latest in the world of the National Football League, and there's a lot going on. Still the story that will just not go away, that will just not die. That is the Mike Vrabel story. We're going to talk about all of that and the latest in the NFL. I have the draft come and go this week. Talk about the biggest stories in the NFL draft, and we'll get you set up with everything that's heading into looks like a rookie minicamp weekend for a good number of teams there. But shout out to the people here at this fine establishment here in New Jersey. That is El Aguila Dorado Restaurant, authentic Mexican restaurant, open 7 days a week, located here in Bayonne, New Jersey. Off of Broadway. Great food, great atmosphere, great affordable drinks. Libations are definitely flowing, folks. Happy hour. Monday through Friday, the drinks are flowing 2 to 6 p.m. Mariachi shows every other Tuesday. And if you've been watching this, folks, you've seen the mariachi shows and caught up with these guys. You can probably hear them in the background as well. Look at them getting ready for a great night here at El Aguila Dorado Restaurant. DJs on the weekends, late nights on the weekends as well. They got the beautiful patio you just saw. The Golden Eagle. It has landed here in Bayonne, New Jersey. El Aguila Dorado Restaurant, authentic Mexican restaurant, open 7 days a week. Online, AguilaDoradoRestaurant.com. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the co-host for the day. There he is to the left of me. That is Derwin Worrell, sportscaster, formerly of WPRI Television in Lil Rhodey. That would be Providence, Rhode Island. Derwin, as the kids like to call him, Dagwood. How are you, kind sir?
I'm doing good. Feeling the effects after my team did very well this past weekend with the NFL draft, the Seattle Seahawks.
The defending Super Bowl champs. Go ahead and beat on your chest, man. It's okay.
Just get a little bit better. Added some nice pieces to try to repeat.
All right, Andrea, how are you? Peace up, A-Down. You're in the A-Town. What's going on with you?
I'm actually not in the A-Town. I'm in Waco, Texas, getting ready for the Texas Esports High School State Championship. So I'm having a good time. I'm chilling. But I am looking at these playoff games in the meantime, trying to see if the Knicks can actually step it up against the Hawks. Looks good so far.
Oh, so Waco, Texas, home of Baylor University as well, correct?
Baylor, yes, we're doing it at Baylor Student Center. So if any of y'all are around the Baylor area and want to watch some esports, want to see me cast, go ahead, come on down.
What games, real quickly, what games are they going to be competing in?
Oh man, there's going to be Marvel Rivals, there's Apex, there's League of Legends, there's so many different games, Valorant, all of this, and it's a lot to study, Larry. Trust me, I have my whole Rolodex of stuff ready to go. So I'm having a good time, but it's always a good time when you're doing what you love. So.
All right, speaking of ready to go, you ready to get this thing started? Talk the latest in the world of the NFL?
Let's go.
All right, here's the rundown here, brought to you by our good friends here. ISG Football, we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. Mike Vrabel, he's back with the New England Patriots just after a couple of days, doing some counseling out. It looks like at least you started out on the West Coast, somewhere in Utah. We'll talk all about that. The Ravens signing the Pavia party. Diego Pavia, also the draft pick from Oregon. Thought he was getting pranked by the New York Jets. We'll talk about that. Jerry Jones, have to be careful. Stumbled a little bit at a press conference, a pre-draft press conference, before he greeted former President Bill Clinton. Sherrone Moore avoids jail, gets 18 months probation. We'll catch you on the latest with the former Michigan coach. Texas Tech got a big problem here. Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback, that they just came in from the transfer portal from Cincinnati into a gambling addiction program. We'll talk all about that. Let's talk about the rules here for these gamers playing for cash and prizes. All Madden competitive game style hit the head current rosters, like to call those regs. All 32 NFL teams are available. 5-minute quarters, king of the format. You win, you do stay on this stick. How about the prizes? All about that shmoney. $50 guaranteed. The winner gets 40. Runner-up runs out this piece with $10 in cash. If you win in 4 straight weeks, you can win an NFL license this year, and it does get progressively harder as you continue to win Folks, go to zipchair.com. They literally make the best gaming chairs in the world. Check them out online, zipchair.com, located on Strong Island. And they make more than just gaming chairs, folks. They make gaming desks, sofa stools, you name it. Got all the NFL teams, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, MLS, and also, as well, custom pieces and NCAA teams as well. Check them out online, zipchair.com. Also, when you win your first gaming chair, you will win an ISG t-shirt. The shop is always open, guys. We've got plenty of, swag for you guys, hoodies and t-shirts. Check us out now online, theisgshow.com/shop. All right, folks, how about the matchup? Got a couple of games we're playing for cash and prizes. No NFL games this weekend, so the teams that they can use are pretty much whatever subjects that we're talking about. So we got JB. He's our current king of the hill, playing with the Jets. And where's Chandler? If you're looking for him, he's right here on FTF Sports, NESN Nation, Unbeaten Sports Channel, Players TV, and the Black Network, and also Next Level Sports Entertainment, playing with the Baltimore Ravens. Quick profiles of these two young men. We'll start with the challenger. That would be Chandler. Playing with the Ravens, his name is Chandler Cooks from Dallas, Texas. Yeah, Dallas, Texas. That's the Metroplex. 22 years of age. He's a college student, and when he gets out of school, he's currently majoring in graphic arts. He'll be working for ISG Media with us right here. Multiple ISG Madden playoff appearances. Shout out to Chandler. Our king of the hill, our champion, that would be JBaird from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, 21 years of age. Currently a student at Illinois State University, the old Redbirds. Of course, went to the FCS football championship subdivision. Went to the championship game at Nashville, came up a little short there. He's a two-time ISG Madden champ. Let's take a look at the standings here before we get started. Brought to you by MollyPopGrapes.com. Grapes as sweet as candy. Mollipop, take the world about sweet storm with that pink bag promise. Folks, see that pink bag in your local grocery stores. You got to understand, you get high quality produce, about 20 different varieties of grapes there. Very sweet grapes. Also, pressed juices online as well. Check them out online, MollyPopGrapes.com. Grapes as sweet as candy. Andrea Richmond, a very sweet record here. She's got me by about 7.5 games there, tied in the loss column with Jared Garantano. Let's go ahead and bring everybody in. We'll start with you, our queen of the show, Andrea Richmond. Who you got in this game? You got your Jets or you got the Ravens?
Ooh-wee. JB has been on a roll. It's kind of hard to go against him, but he is repping my hometown team, the well, not hometown, but maybe hometown if you count it, birthtown, Jets. I am scared with him choosing the Jets, going against Chandler with the Ravens, so I am going to go with Chandler. I feel like Lamar and company will be the thing to propel him to victory.
All right, so you got Chandler playing with the Ravens. Derwin, who you got? You got Jets or Ravens in this Madden game here?
Normally, I would go with the Ravens because of Lamar Jackson and that team as a whole. But you got to have a lot of guts to play with the Jets. I'm going to go out on a limb right now and go with the hot hand. I'm going to go with the Jets, Jets.
I'm going to take JB because he's good. And I'm with you. It's not because he's playing with the Jets, that's for sure. But Chandler's going to put up a fight here playing with the Ravens. Both them, never more. All right, guys, let's go ahead and lock it up. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. JB playing with the New York Jets, Jets. And how about Chandler, our challenger, playing with those Ravens who got Diego Pavia now and Ricky Minicamp. Let's go ahead and play it out, guys. Maybe the best man will talk to the winner at the conclusion of the game. Let's go ahead and start it right here, guys, on FTS Sports and all the other platforms. Let's go. And that pregame show brought to you by our good friends at Gulf Zone Social, 3 locations. Where Brooklyn at? You got BK, West Knock, and Scarsdale. It's a sports bar and indoor golf lounge with 16 total bays, 15 bays, and one huge VIP suite. You got those simulators on the suite stairs where golf literally meets social. The best indoor golf experience that you'll find. Indoor golf games meaning unparalleled social engagement. You can play a bunch of different games on those simulators. 240 courses. It is a true experience, and it's more than just an indoor golf lounge. It's a bar, a sports bar, a lounge, and a restaurant all in one. Check them out online, golfzonesocial.com. Over here inside of Il Aguila Dorado Restaurant, authentic Mexican restaurant, open 7 days a week. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports ISG Football, and we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. We're the only show that combines thrill sports and gaming at the exact same time. It's the worthy intersection of sports and game. We're talking the latest in the world of the National Football League. Also got a couple games here playing for cash and prizes. Right over the screen there, that is JB playing with the Jets. He's our king of the hills, our champion. Bottom of the screen right there, that is Chandler playing with the Baltimore Ravens. They're in the white jersey. He has the ball, and he's near the red zone there, driving, playing for cash and prizes. To the right of me, that is Derwin Worrell, former sportscaster, WPRI Television. In Little Rhodey, top right-hand corner of the screen, that is Andrea Richmond. Usually, you can find her in the A-Town. She's in Waco, Texas. This week, we'll talk the latest in the world of the NFL. All right, guys, let's start with the National Football League. Of course, the biggest story is Mike Vrabel. And, of course, Dino Rossini. It is still the biggest story. We talked about it a few weeks ago. Had those pictures there at the adult, sort of a resort there in Sedona, Arizona. And of course, since then, we've seen more pictures, photos of them being very close in a New York City bar, even allegedly, apparently, maybe even coming close to kissing or are kissing. Also, we saw photos of them at a Mississippi casino in 2024. So more of the fallout there with the coach of the New England Patriots and the sports reporter, NFL insider Don Rossini. So Mike Vrabel did not attend the draft on day 3 this year of the New England Patriots last Saturday. Instead, he went to counseling. Let's listen to Mike Vrabel being asked before the NFL draft on Wednesday night, an impromptu press conference, his thoughts on when he said those pictures were laughable back a few weeks ago. Here's Mike Vrabel, head coach of the New England Patriots, addressing that. Take a listen.
Oh, that's a private and personal matter. I don't think that those comments. I think that was, always an attempt to protect your family, and I would never be dismissive. But no, I think my family and this football team are the most important thing, and that's what I plan to do.
All right, so that was Mike Vrabel there, of course, back with the New England Patriots. Went to that counseling session day 3 last Saturday of the NFL draft. That's rounds 4 through 7. But I was spotted in Salt Lake City at the airport at a store called Hip and Humble. There was also a report that was saying he was in contact with the team. They later retracted that, but of course, TMZ, they kind of hounded him. There's video of him being approached by the folks at TMZ at that airport in Salt Lake City. Also, more fallout. There's a Spotify playlist from 2022 of him, and it's called Turning the Page as well, from Donna Rossini, one of her lists, with a guy that was being shared named Mike. They changed the name from Mike to Ty Carr. His sons are named Tyler and Carter. Mind blown. Then you got the Daily Mail. Rossini was shell-shocked. Mike Vrabel feels terrible. He says he's got, quote-unquote, blood on his hand. Robert Kraft thinking about if this thing goes sideways or more south, maybe we bring in Mike Tomlin. Oh, my gosh. Worrell. He used to work in New England. It's a lot to digest. I guess you can start with the counseling for maybe 48 hours and then address the other stuff if you want.
Well, there's a lot going on, but, for Mike Vrabel, the biggest thing for him is trying to hold on to his marriage more than anything else.
Sure.
So that's what that whole counseling is all about. He's got 2 boys. He's been married for several years. And
26.
Yeah, he made a mistake, and when I saw him at the podium, he looked like a guy to me that's defeated. He has to face the music. It's not going to get any better. People are digging. They're going to continue to dig, and in a couple of months, he's got to go out there and help his team win football games. If they come out slow, come September, then everything could go really off the rails.
Right. Andrew, you look at Mike Vrabel. Some players with the New England Patriots earlier this week, they did speak. They talked about the love and the affinity they still have for their coach. They understand it's a personal, private sort of situation that he's going through. Any of that you want to address? The Spotify playlist, the photos from 2020, also the other photos of the casino in Mississippi in 2024, whatever the Daily Mail is reporting in their sources with Vrabel feeling bad for Don Rossini, who's shell-shocked right now. And then how about Robert Kraft thinking about Mike Tomlin or maybe even Josh McDaniels or another coach if this thing really gets worse?
They have a word from that my mother's home country, Guyana, has, and it's called Syriatunes, man. There's so much craziness. Every single week, there's more and more drama that's released, and that's what Syriatunes means. So much drama that's happening. I think what's interesting about the press conference, we talk about the lack of accountability that goes Mike Vrabel's way. Of course, he did, quote unquote, address the concerns, but we do have to talk about the fact that this alleged press conference happened with an hour's notice for the media. Only certain media crews were allowed into that press conference.
It went down Wednesday night at like 7:20, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, no, they weren't allowed to really ask as many questions as they would like to. Unfortunately, he basically dipped afterwards too, so people outside or who may not have known.
He did take some, about 4 or 5, not very many, about a handful.
Yeah, no, but the people, unfortunately, a lot of media did not get to know, and other media who may not have known about said conference, unfortunately, he was intro outro, so unfortunately he did before anybody else could really ask serious questions. It's so unfortunate for Mike Vrabel that he had to miss the third day of the draft. You mean the day of the draft where 6th, 7th rounders are there and half of those picks don't even make the team?
Well, some would say that it's an important part of the draft because you really need to be dialed in for those guys when you look at considering the pool of players and things of that nature.
Larry,
I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's all.
I know, and you're playing devil's advocate, but those players, more than likely, they're going to have a very uphill battle in order to make sure.
Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick, by the way.
Tom Brady
Julian Edelman was a 7th-round pick.
You do also have Mr. Irrelevant, none other than San Francisco's quarterback, Brock Purdy being a franchise leading quarterback as a 6th, 7th rounder. Not to say like it's not, it could be important, but more than likely, most of those picks don't end up on the roster. Mike Vrabel, when you have things like the Mike Tomlin of it all being lofted, soft lofted, there is some serious consequence that attached to this. Of course, as Derwin said before, this is a PR nightmare, publicly, a lot of embarrassment overall for either parties. But unfortunately, still, Diana Rossini is at serious job implications. She does not have a job. Who knows if she'll have another job, at least in the next couple of years in this industry. As of now, Mike Vrabel still has his. Do I believe that Robert Kraft will cut him because of this scandal? No, but like Derwin says, it does make his seat a little bit hotter than somebody coming off of a Patriots Super Bowl appearance can be realistically, or should be at that point. But either way, I feel like in a couple months we will forget about this. Vrabel only had to miss one day of the draft and also to go to counseling. I see this as nothing that will have any lasting long-term impact on his career.
Real quick, I want to get both of you guys on the record here. Derwin, what do you, let's address the counseling. 48 hours now. It looks like reportedly they have a home in the Utah area, so that's why he may have been in the Salt Lake City International Airport there. Your thoughts here? 48 hours? Can you be sort of counseled or cured of something in 48 hours?
As married man or a former married man, the biggest thing is your wife. It's whatever's going to please the missus at this point.
I'm fine with that, but 48 hours and you're back to work? I mean...
He got to do something.
I'm not a professional, but I mean...
He's got to please the wife, number one. Number two, Saturday, I want to say the Patriots had like 8 picks that day. They had a lot of picks that day. So him missing that was very instrumental. And getting back to the whole media thing, you know, like I know, Larry, normally Stacy, who's head of PR, he sends out an email letting us know what time and who's going to be there. They didn't tell the media that Vrabel was going to be there. That's why most of those people weren't there, because they thought
that was the first time. That was the first press conference that he had the week before that. We're talking about the one on Wednesday where you know, when the news came out that he was going to be taking a leave on that Saturday. But that was a last minute scheduled press conference, so it's a little different.
Yeah. He's trying his best right now to face music, but his biggest obstacle is holding on to his marriage and trying to get that football team ready to play some football games come the fall. And like I said, Kraft is not going to fire this guy because he just took him to a Super Bowl. Yep. They had 20 years of Tom Brady. After Tom Brady, what did they have? They had nothing. Then Vrabel comes in, takes him to the Super Bowl. Mr. Kraft is not going to cut Vrabel from that football team.
But the person who is his boss has also had a lot of controversy when it comes to relations, or lack of relations, I should say, in the public world, in massaging out issues. It's really messy. So if he were to have any consequences thrown his way, then guess what? The media will talk quickly about him. So Vrabel, not in a great position right now, but he is in a, I guess, more favorable situation considering the consequences of what has happened due to the fact that his boss can't say much.
All right, we'll keep an eye on Braves and see where this story goes from here, man. I'll tell you what, it's been like a roller coaster, man. It's been like I'm in Jackson, New Jersey at Six Flags somewhere, man. It's been up and down, and I'm sure the ride's going to keep going. I don't know if we're going to all be able to get off on this ride here with the New England Patriots coach once again back with the Patriots after about 48 hours away counseling in Utah. Keep an eye on this Madden game, man. Got a good game here, 29-21 here. between our King of the Hill, JB, playing with the Jets, and also our childhood Chandler, bottom of the screen, playing with the Ravens. He has the ball down by a touchdown. Let's go ahead and take a break before we do, man. That first quarter brought to you by good friends at El Aguila Dorado Restaurant right here in beautiful Bayonne, New Jersey. Authentic Mexican restaurant, open 7 days a week. Great food, great atmosphere, great affordable drinks. Libations are definitely flowing, folks. Happy hour, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Mariachi shows every other Tuesday. You've been hearing the guys in the background. Love the sombreros and things of that nature. The costumes are awesome. Details on the weekends, like nights on the weekends, too. They have a beautiful patio. Check them out online, AguilaDoradoRestaurant.com. More ISG football after this quick timeout. All right, welcome back here to El Aguila Dorado Restaurant, authentic Mexican restaurant, open 7 days a week. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports ISG Football, and we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey, the only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. We're talking the latest in the world of the NFL. Also got a couple games here, playing for cash and prizes. Bottom left corner screen, that is our champion, JB, playing with the Jets. He is on defense. He has an 8-point lead here, late stages of the second quarter. Chandler playing the challenger, playing with the Ravens. He has the ball on offense, down by a score. We got Derwin Worrell, top of the screen there, former sportscaster, WPRI Television in Providence, Rhode Island, and Andrea Richmond, far right-hand corner of the screen. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. All right, guys, back to the NFL topics here. And speaking of those Baltimore Ravens, how about Diego Pavia? Yes, the Ravens signing the former Vanderbilt quarterback, Diego Pavia. So, yes, we will have a Pavia party in the Big Crab Cake of Baltimore. It's a 3-year deal. He's going to attend rookie minicamp this weekend. And he was signed to a trial already before this, and I guess they went ahead and made it official and signed him to a 3-year deal. He's going to, back up. It looks like, Lamar Jackson. You got Snoop Huntley there as well, Tyler Huntley, and also another rookie quarterback that they brought in. Not a bad landing spot for him. Basically just two guys in front of you, really. You could be the third quarterback maybe one day, or maybe if you play well in minicamp and through training camp, maybe you can beat out Tyler Huntley. Your thoughts here on Diego Pavia, who was not drafted, Andrea, going to the Ravens?
You know what? I'm a little bit surprised. Obviously, Diego Pavia has had a history of doing crazy things. Really, right after the drafts, he posted on Instagram, F the NFL, the full word, by the way, the whole four-letter word, F the NFL, and then also has a history of being generally combative when things don't go his way. I was a little surprised that knowing the NFL and their abrasion when it comes to people who have such a flamboyant personality as Diego. I was surprised that he was invited to minicamp at all, but he is one of the only, I believe, or one of the few Heisman finalists who have not been drafted. So somebody who's going to probably pick up on his talent anyway, regardless of his lack of emotional control. That being said, this is a good landing spot for Diego. A lot of RPOs, a lot of moving around. Obviously, standing in the pocket is something that Lamar Jackson does not get enough credit for, but there are some built-in, or you would assume with this new offensive system that is going to be built for the Ravens, that you will have a little bit of rolling out, you will have a little bit of RPO, a lot of play action that Lamar really leans on that can be utilized for Diego Pavia's movement skills. That being said, he's short. He already had a lot of things going against him, and then he has his attitude going against him even more. But for Diego's sake, maybe he can eat some dubs when it comes to the rotation and make some noise. So we'll see what will happen for Pavia, but he's got to get his act together. I do know that.
Derwin, you like this landing spot for Diego, the undrafted rookie?
Oh, yeah, nice spot for him. Sometimes when you fall that far down on draft day, you don't want to get picked up. You don't want to be drafted. You want to get a free agent contract. So he got that, and he gets to, learn from
you get to go where you want to go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you get to learn from Lamar Jackson. Lamar, won the Heisman Trophy. Pavia didn't win it, but, he was in the running. So he's probably thankful that he's going to get an opportunity to show what he can do. He's 5'10", so it's going to be tough. It's an uphill battle, but I think he'll embrace it. Maybe 5'10". Well, he gets to learn from Lamar Jackson, and hey, if he can make it as a backup, or even the practice squad, that'd be a good move for him.
Yeah. I thought maybe Arizona would be good. How about these New York football Jets? That would have been good as well. So there's a couple spots he would have went to. I think Baltimore would be a good spot as well. I would say Cleveland, but there's so much going on there. But they don't really have
the Jets too. You don't want to.
I said Jets. Well, but he could play. I mean, he got to beat Brady Cook, who he's better than. He played in the SEC. And Gino's the starter. That's what I'm saying. He could easily be the backup in New York.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, that would have been a good spot for him. If you're going to be a free agent, you want to pick the spot that's most advantageous for you to get playing time. So I think Baltimore's a good spot there.
But Baltimore does have a history of doing a lot for backup quarterbacks. Obviously, Tyrod Taylor, somebody who built his way through. Even Tyler Huntley was able to get, a couple looks, go to another organization before it didn't happen for the Bengals. So this is an organization that can build up backups. Lamar Jackson, known for that. So maybe for Pavia, an uphill battle, but maybe that can happen. And at least he's going to a good organization rather than one that is yikes, like the Browns.
It's a good organization, and also you got to think about the last couple of years. Lamar has not been healthy in December, so you just never know.
All right, we'll keep an eye on Diego Pavia and the Pavia party there from Nashville to Baltimore now with the Ravens rookie minicamp this weekend with the Baltimore Ravens. The second quarter, keep an eye on this Madden game. Still a 2-point game here, very close here. Second quarter brought to you by good friends at Mona Lisa Pizzeria. Been around for nearly 25 years, located in New Jersey. The best pizzeria you'll find in Bayonne, famous for their specialty pizzas, especially buffalo chicken. Mona Lisa is unapologetically Italian, folks. Rich, hearty flavors of Italian cuisine. They have a full menu, whether you're looking for Italian dinners or maybe even something like this, a quick lunch, and they have plenty of options for you. They've got it all: burgers, wraps, soups, salads, calzones, seafood, desserts, and more. They also have the Da Vinci Room. That is for your boutique-style catering and your luxury events. They also have the garden there as well. Check them out online, BayonneMonaLisa.com. More ISG football after this quick timeout. All right, I'm Larry Ridley of CBS Sports. ISG football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. Welcome back here to El Aguila, Dorado Restaurant. Yeah, the authentic Mexican restaurant here. It's so quiet here now without the Mariachi show. ISG football, we're the only show, guys, combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking the latest in the world of the NFL. Got a couple of gamers here playing for cash and prizes here. As we keep an eye on our king of the hill, our champion, JB, playing with the New York Jets. Bottom right hand corner of the screen, that is Chandler playing with the Baltimore Ravens. Only down 2 here, but the Jets are on the move here on offense. Got Derwin Worrell, middle of the screen on the left-hand side. He's a sports reporter, formerly of WPRI Television. And Lil Rhodey, middle of the screen, there in the middle, that is Andrea Richmond. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta, but currently trapping in Baylor, at Baylor University in Waco, Texas. All right, guys, back to the NFL topics. Speaking of your Jets, Jets, Andrew Richmond. How about the Jets in the draft pick, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon? I love the guy, first of all. Great attributes, tested very well, fast, can jump, strong, going to be a great weapon on offense. We'll see about the inline blocking and all of that stuff. But remember last year, there were a lot of prank calls and stuff, Shador and some other players. Here's Kenyon Sadiq talking about it. He thought he was being prank called when the Jets were calling him, making him the first pick of the New York Jets, the second pick of the New York Jets, 16th overall. Take a listen to Kenyon Sadiq talking about potentially being prank called. Take a listen.
Made you think when the Jets called you that it was a prank? Did the phone number not register, or did you even?
No. I was just that was just like my biggest fear. If you go what it was like Shador and like all that stuff that happened with him, it's just like it'd be such a moment full of so many emotions. It'd be kind of a not a fun way to you get a prank call and stuff like that. But no, obviously the call and everything was amazing.
All right, so that was Kenyon Sadiq there. Talking about, man, he was afraid. He thought he was being prank called. Now, he did realize very quickly once he started talking to coaches and management of the New York Jets. And, of course, when AG got on the phone there, Aaron Glenn. But, man, he thought he was being pranked. He's like, hey, is this, a Shador situation? So, drafted 16th overall, the Oregon tight end. Going to be a great fit there with the New York Jets. All right, Andrew, your thoughts here on Sadiq. That's just pretty funny, man. Very candid of him to talk about his fears and how they were allayed there.
Are the Jets that much of a joke that you think you're drafted to them and your first inclination is this can't be right? Something is
waka.
You know what? I don't blame him. Obviously, the Jets don't have a great history. And let's be honest, too, a lot of security that we think, especially as we find out last year with Shador, security definitely isn't as locked down as we would like to think in these draft situations. I'm so glad that we did get Kenyon. I don't know if I felt great where the very first thing that he said was, man, I thought coming here was a joke. But either way, I am excited to see his talent. I am very excited for his sake that he didn't end up getting pranked and that we didn't hear anything about the prank, so maybe they actually did lock things down, but you can always tell in the back of these players' minds when you're getting drafted, not only are you scared about where you'll end up, not only are you scared about when you will be drafted, but then you also have to be scared about if the person you're talking to actually is for real or not. It must be a nervous wreck to be in the position of a draftee during these situations. But thankfully for Kenyon, it was right, or maybe thankfully, I'm not sure.
He said, look, it was caught on social media, so it kind of went viral a little bit when they shared it there on the draft night. He was on the call with the Jets GM and, of course, AG. And, he said, look, it hit him once he finally started talking to people, decision makers, guys that he should be talking to. But Derwin, man, he was scared for a minute. Scared to go to church.
Was he scared because he thought it was a prank, or maybe he was hoping it was a prank?
Or he was scared to go to the Jets.
He saw who the quarterback was in that organization. He like, maybe I don't want to go there. But yeah, he's going to bring a lot to that offense. He's got, the Jets, they desperately need something to get the fans something to shout about, to be excited about. He's a nice, talented, strong tight end that plays like a wide receiver. And hopefully,
he's got like a 43 or 44-inch vertical. Like, this is some wild stuff, man.
Now, can the quarterback get him the ball? Does Geno have anything left? He's coming back to New York for another time. It's yet to be seen, but congratulations to that young man and everyone else that got drafted this past weekend.
Seems like he plays well against the Pats. If he doesn't play well against anybody, he plays well against New England. So if they can win those two games, I'm sure the Jets fans will be happy going 2-15 if they beat New England twice. Right, Andrew?
Okay, all right. Maybe I'd want a little bit more than 2-15, okay?
All right, we'll keep an eye on Kenyon Sadiq, man. Thought he got the prank call. You look at these prank calls last year. It was out of pocket last year, especially with the Falcons and what they were doing with the Olbrich and his son. He used to be a coach with the Jets, now with the Falcons. Man, I was like, guys, cut it out. Stop the pranks. Let these guys enjoy their night. It's all about them and their families. And then there's like etiquette about the girlfriends. There's been a lot of talk about that. How should you sit? Should you give them the hug first, hug second, let mom hug him? There's like draft etiquette now, Andrew, being talked
Whether
about.
Not, you can let them look at their phone
what
or
to do,
not.
What not to do. Yeah. Don't touch his phone. Don't do that. I guess if I had to say, I do agree. Probably let him hug mom first.
Mama first.
Probably. Gotta let him hug mama
Always
first.
Always parents first.
Right.
Always parents first.
And don't touch his phone. Don't do that.
CeeDee Lamb.
Exactly. Don't do that. All right, we'll keep an eye on the Jets once again. They got Kenyon Sadiq with the 16th overall pick there in the first round. Keep an eye on this Matt game. 29-27 here. Fourth quarter, just a couple of minutes left. Bottom of the 10-quarter screen, that is JB playing with the Jets. He's on defense. Boy, a field goal can win this game. Chandler, I told you he was going to play well. He's got the Ravens. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with more. But after this quick little break here, this third quarter brought to you by good friends at Chubby Sports Bar and Grill. Baylon's favorite sports bar. Great food, great vibes, fun atmosphere as well. We all need a place to relax after work, so why not do it with a drink in your hand, right, folks? It's Baylon's top-rated burgers, wings. They got dry rubbed and sauce. Grilled shrimp tacos, Mexican street corn, fried shrimp, salty pretzels, and those beautiful seafood baskets. Open 6 days a week, not on Mondays, but Tuesday through Sunday, 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Check them out online, chubbybayonne.com. More ISG football. We're coming back after a quick timeout. All right, we're back here with more ISG football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports ISG football. And we're the only show, folks, that combines real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Hence the word ISG, the intersection of sports and gaming. We're the only show that talks real sports and gaming. We've got the latest in the world of the NFL. Also got a couple gamers here playing for cash and prizes here. Late stages of the fourth quarter. 2 minutes left here. Our king of the hill, middle of the screen there, JB playing with the Jets. Has a 2-point lead, but our challenger playing with the Ravens, he has the ball in field goal range. We'll see what happens here in these last 2 minutes. Got Worrell, as we talk the latest in the world of the NFL. He's a former sportscaster, WPRI television in Providence, Rhode Island. Top right hand corner screen, that is Andrew Richmond, a sports reporter in Atlanta, currently in Waco, Texas. All right, guys, back to the NFL topics. How about Jerry Jones and those? How about them Cowboys? Look at Jerry Jones. President Clinton comes by, interrupts the press conference, and they may have just thrown off old Jerry. Jerry Jones stumbles, almost fell off the damn stairs there at a pre-draft press conference last week. I believe it was Wednesday, right before the NFL draft. Now, Jerry Jones, 83 years of age. Bill Clinton, 79 years of age, or about there. Both, of course, Arkansas legends. So, Clinton was there, man. It was a great time. The last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, 1996 was the 95 season. So that was Super Bowl there during the 95 season. So in 96, you know who the president was? Oh, William Jefferson Clinton. Your thoughts here, man. I was worried about Jerry. I'm so glad that he got caught there. There was another hand. I don't know what Bill was going to do. Like, Bill, he'll break your hip if he fell on you.
Exactly.
Your thoughts here, Derwin. What do you think about old Jerry? Almost timber. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Jerry.
Good thing that Jerry Jones is not a spring chicken, so good thing he didn't fall. Could have seriously hurt himself. Right. But it's good to see that he still had his wits about him. He was able to collect himself and not fumble there.
he did fumble. Didn't fumble the bag, but definitely stumbled. Andrew, what'd you see here, man, with him? And he talked about how great Clinton was, and how far back they went, and his sort of his history there and everything, his bio and everything. But Jerry's a funny guy, man. I just thought like, whoa, man, he almost went down.
What a perfect encapsulation of like the state of America right here. The two old people that are running a lot, right? You talk about Bill Clinton, obviously, not as old, obviously, when he was in his presidential cabinet, but he is up there, right? Obviously,
he's 79, almost 80, yeah. And Jerry's 83.
And Jerry's also one of the most famous owners of an NFL.
The most famous owner.
The oldest as
the
well.
Most famous.
Exactly.
The most famous owner. Yeah.
Exactly. So, perfect encapsulation of the gerontocracy that's owning us right now. The old folks' homes running not only this country, but some of the most popular sports. And also, when you look at corporations as well, man, I'm glad Jerry didn't stumble too bad, because Bill Clinton sure as heck wasn't going to be the person to save him or to hold him up. It could have been a double timber. Thank gosh that didn't happen. But man, shout out to Jerry, dude. He keeps on holding on for dear life. Shout out to my good friend Tish, who said that I hope that when Jerry Jones dies, just like in Futurama, we're able to like preserve his head so he can just keep on being the Cowboys owner, because he makes great content.
Right. And of course, they haven't been to an NFC Championship game since 1996. So it's been 30 years since they've even come close and sniffed the Super Bowl. Let me ask you this, guys. When you look at Clinton and Jerry Jones, man. What if he did fall? Like, that would have been wild, right? Like,
please not his hip, man. Please not this hip, man.
And not only that, like, if you're Clinton, you would feel bad, because it would have been, he wouldn't have fallen if it wasn't for you interrupting the press conference. You could have seen him afterwards, behind.
As I said, it could have been double knockout. Thank goodness.
Oh man, good gracious! One more time. There it goes. Whoa! Woo.
Don't slip now.
Oh man, gotta love Jerry Jones, man. Dallas Cowboys. You said what?
We need some cleats to make sure that don't happen again. Right? Make sure he sticks it to the ground.
Yeah. If he had cleats on, he definitely would have fallen, because his foot would have got stuck in that carpet, or that whatever was on that on all those stairs there. Absolutely. Cowboys drafted Caleb Downs, and looking pretty good. We'll see what they can do with George Pickens and his his tag that he I don't think he signed it yet. They said that he did, but I don't think he officially signed it yet.
At least he was riding around with CD in the whip. Yeah, so that's a good thing. Good thing.
I think you usually have until about sometime in July, if I'm not mistaken, to officially sign it. So we'll see. I know he's still holding out for the deal. So we'll keep an eye on the Cowboys. Keep an eye on this Madden game. Is it over, the Madden game? Oh, it's not. So we got about 47 seconds here. All right, here's what we're going to do. We'll watch this. The Jets are up, right? And they've got the ball. JB got the ball. He's going to run this game. It's over.
Yeah, because you missed the pick six.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Pick six, too. Right up the line.
All right. That fourth quarter brought to you by good friends at 902 Brewing Company, located at 101 Pacific Avenue in Jersey City. It's a craft brewery there in Jersey City, producing those ales and lagers. They got about 20 different varieties of ales and lagers. We'll be there in a couple of weeks there. I got the big bright tank and those fermenters. Handcrafted beers and the best atmosphere, curated good times made right there in Jersey City. Got the spacious tap room. They host a variety of events. And they also have the beautiful rooftop, man. The weather is getting warmer here outside. The rooftop, man, beautiful views of Lower Manhattan. Also the Hudson River and the World Trade Center. Check them out online, 902brewing.com. More ISG football. We'll wrap up the show. A couple more stories here. This quick time. Well, the gaming part is over. Our King of the Hill JB playing with those Jets. He does get away on a pick six late in the game to salt that game away against Chandler, playing with the Ravens. Those two teams, they play with no NFL games this weekend. They have to pick teams between the stories that we're talking about, Ravens and Jets, on the scorecard there. Derwin Worrell, former sportscaster, WPRI Television in Providence, Rhode Island, top right-hand corner of the screen, bottom right-hand corner of the screen. That's Andrew Richmond, sports reporter in Atlanta. All right, guys, back to the NFL topics. Actually, we're going to go to school here. We'll talk all football here. Big story in college football, of course, Sherrone Moore. Good news for him. He's going to avoid the jail time. He gets 18 months probation for those two misdemeanors that he had late last year, of course, with the young staffer that was working for him, Paige Shiver, there at the University of Michigan, that made him lose his job. Remember the story, went to her place and things of that nature, got arrested for that. One of the things that saved him, guys, in doing the research, was the judge saying his wife, Sherrone Moore's wife, being there, that saved his butt from going to jail. He basically said for her showing grace and still being in love with him and being there kept his butt out of jail. Holy cow. Andrew Richard, your thoughts here on the Sherrone Moore story here, with the wife basically saving him and keeping him out the juke, the box.
Man, shout out to women. Not only do they have to go through the embarrassment of obviously this whole situation, Sherrone Moore obviously.
That's the judge right there. That's the judge right there.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Sherrone Moore did obviously cheat, unfortunately. She stuck beside him, which, that doesn't always happen. But also, too, not only did he cheat, but there was also the fallout, having going and stalking and also being stalked with a knife. Like, there are some serious things that happened that could have gotten him in jail for a long time. So in addition to obviously not having a big history, a track record of doing things in the public, sticking beside him was one of the only.
Stand by your man.
Jeez, she is so much better than me and a lot of other people. Obviously, sticking beside somebody is one thing when cheating, obviously, but the massive fallout on the other hand, thank goodness for women, guys. Thank goodness for women, because this could have gone a lot worse. For sure.
Can't complain with that. Thank goodness for women. Yeah, I'm glad we got women. God, thank you. Thank you that we have women. Derwin, your thoughts here. Look, I mean, I don't know if you saw the Good Morning America or the ABC interview with Paige Shiver. She talked about she was pregnant at one time.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Whew.
Yeah.
There's a lot there, Derwin. But the part with the wife meant saving him from jail.
Yeah, this is called a second chance, big time second chance, because he's married, he has kids, he made a huge mistake in judgment. He lost a big time job. I mean, he pretty much right now, other than his wife and his kids, he has absolutely nothing. When you're the coach of Michigan, that's one of the most prestigious jobs that you can have. That's out the window. He could have gone to jail for a long time. He gets a second chance. The judge shows some compassion. So, he's thankful definitely for that, to get a second chance. But now he's got to pick up the pieces, put his marriage back together. He's got his wife standing by him. He got to put his family back together. And hopefully he can continue on and be a productive citizen, whatever it is his next job might be.
Yeah, getting back to the young lady here. Look, I don't want to disparage her or anything like that. I don't want to say anything negative about her. Just listening to it was like there was a lot. It seems like Michigan knew about it. She said, she was, pregnant at one point. Wasn't able to carry the baby through the term through. Also about she tried to leave him a bunch of times, but I guess she couldn't. I guess because she felt bad for him, because every time she tried to leave, he would basically guilt trip her almost. And it's like, yo, like, man, you're in your 30s now. You're not 18. You're not 21. Like, that's the only part where I was like, I don't know, Andrea.
And if you see the reaction that he had when he, obviously not only.
And I don't want to. I'm not blaming the victim or anything like that.
Oh,
Look,
no.
Clearly, the power dynamic there. I get that. Why you have to be fired there for that. For sure.
Yeah, it's tricky because in this world now we have a whole bunch of femicides or family annihilators happening and making a lot of news for all levels, whether it be young people or older people. So when you're in a position where there's somebody of power over you in a relationship, it can be hard when you have the emotional dynamic. And then you have the fact that Sherrone Moore, he crashed out after she decided, no, you can't be together, there were probably a lot more of those threats that he said while she was trying.
Not only we're not going to be together, I'm about to tell it. That's going to make you crash out.
Yeah, exactly.
That will make you crash out.
No, make you crash out.
Like a crash dummy.
and he was a crash out for sure. So I'm sure that he has displayed, threatened to do a lot of the things that he ended up actually doing. He is so thankful that that judge gave him compassion, because it could get a lot ugly, and it could be a lot uglier for the victim as well. I'm just glad that everyone's alive, safe, and hopefully he can rebounce his career. Obviously, he'll probably not be a head coach anymore, but maybe he can get in a position as an assistant later on down the line. But when all these coaches are getting buyouts, getting $1 million, he's lost in a lot of different ways. Sure.
There were some rumors that he was going to take a position or an offensive job with the Chargers, and that's clearly not the case. That is not true. But there was a lot of talk about that out there in the media the last few weeks, and actually even as early as like January or February, it's like, no, that is not true. Looking into that, so we'll keep an eye on Sherrone Moore. He does avoid jail time and gets the 18 months probation, so that's a year and a half there. Keep his nose clean. Maybe one day can get back into coaching. But I'm with Derwin. Just focus on your wife, and dude, wake up every day, kiss her on the forehead, and tell her that you love her, because she saved you. And I'm glad that he's not in jail for something, a terrible mistake that he made. I'm glad the young lady is fine too, and hopefully she can move on and maybe get her career back together. Real quick, guys, let's keep it in college. How about Texas Tech here? The quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, is entering a gambling addiction program here. I played for Cincinnati last year. Now, I did some research. Their athletic department was basically alerted and made aware last August at Cincinnati about his gambling, and also he made thousands. That's in the four figures bare minimum of online bets using basically a gambling app. Clearly, as a player, man, the one thing I know playing in college football, you can't bet on college sports, and you can't bet on the pros either. Derwin, your thoughts here on Brendan Sorsby. Will he get to play again? I don't know if that's clear, my friend. He might not play again.
You know how the NCAA likes to drop the hammer. One thing in sports nowadays, everybody's gambling. There was a time it used to be taboo, but now there's so many apps. I got an MGM app on my phone. I don't use it often, but it's there.
I don't have any apps for that reason. I ain't trying to do it. I got Larry Locks for you. That's about it.
I put that an occasional once in a blue moon if I get some good odds. But nowadays, everybody's betting. All these organizations are telling you daily fantasy football, daily this. It's so much out there for you to gamble. But the one thing you can't do, Larry, you can't bet on your own team. And that's apparently what he was doing when he was in the Big Ten. He was in Indiana.
He was in Indiana before Cincinnati.
Yeah,
and then he went to Cincinnati.
Yeah, he was doing that. You can't bet on your own team. If you haven't learned anything,
yeah, at least he was like Pete Rose. He was betting on them to win.
Yeah, but you want to stay away.
I guess that's the silver lining.
Bet on baseball. If you're a football player, bet on baseball. Bet on basketball. Do not bet on college football. Do not bet on your team. The NCAA is going to investigate this, and he's going to be in a world of trouble. He might not be eligible, and he might have to go in the supplemental draft if possible. Yeah. If he thinks that he's not going to be able to play this fall, you might see him try to go into the supplemental draft sometime this June.
He should be playing in the UFL right now. Because, bro, you ain't going back. You're not playing next year, bro. Like, Andrew, I don't see it. You see it? I don't see it.
Man, it's tricky, man. And you're seeing the way that gambling, although like it can help some people get a couple bucks, we've only seen negatives from it, right? We have obviously the thing that's happened with Terry Rozier and that fallout. We also have like the entire draft rules being changed because of, in part, gambling companies saying that they don't like tanking. We have the NCAA going ahead and making it so that there's even more games from the NCAA tournament. Do we really care about the money, or do we care about the kids? Obviously, it's America. We know that they care about the money. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people who get tossed aside because of them dollar bills, y'all. And when Wu-Tang Clan said, cash rules everything around me,
Cream,
get the money, dollar bills all. They talked about the consequences, and man, dollar bills ain't always worth it. Shout out to Brandon Sorsby because he's about to learn.
Yeah, old Brendan Sorsby once again. Seems like played for Cincinnati last year in the athletic department. Knew they were alerted at least last August. Last time I checked, that's literally right before the season. He still played. What the hell's going on here? Like, y'all got to get this under control, man. Cincinnati might need to be, slapped with some daggone NCAA violations or something like that. And he transferred right in the portal. Got $5 million. That's more than some quarterbacks are making. Backup quarterbacks and some quarterbacks that are drafted in the, not in the first couple of rounds, but after that. I don't know. We got to keep an eye on this.
More to gamble.
We're going to go. Oh, boy. I don't know. Brendan Sorsby, we're going to follow this story. I got a sneaking suspicion. He played his last game for Cincinnati. He's not getting to suit up for Texas Tech. And I don't know how he gets into pro football, maybe supplemental draft, but it's already too late. Just work out and get ready for the 2027 NFL draft. All right, we'll keep an eye on the college football and Brendan Sorsby once again entering a gambling addiction program. That's the good thing. We're rooting for him with that. Also, we're rooting for JBaird, the king of the hill. He gets the win here. JB, talk to us, brother. That pick six. Hey, it was working, man, at the end for you, huh?
No, that was huge. Same strategy as last time I had the Jets. I feel like I was probably a month ago at this point, but keep the ball out of Fields' hands, feed it to Brees, and let the defense go to work.
Just hand it off and let the defense play. I ain't got a quarterback. Who cares? All right, JB, good stuff, man. We'll see you next week. If you want to be like JB, guys, go ahead and sign up here, man. It's all online, ages 13 and up. You can win cash and other prizes. Weekly King of the Hill format. You win, you do stay on the six. Join us now. TheISGShow.com/Madden. TheISGShow.com/Madden. Got plenty of swag for you. Plenty of merch. Shop is open 24 hours a day. Hoodies, $59.99. T-shirts, $29.99. Literally got dozens of options for you. Get it exclusively at TheISGShow.com/shop. TheISGShow.com/shop. Post-game show brought to you by good friends at Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. They invented deep dish back in 1943. Got their identity and their inspiration for the oranges there in the Chi, Chicago. 100 locations, 20 states. They serve more than pizza. Got pasta, steak, seafood, burgers, and more. Craft beers, great cocktails, and vegetarian dishes. Check them out online, unos.com. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get out here. Been a great show here at El Aguila Dorado Restaurant here in Bayonne, New Jersey. For JB, our king of the hill. Andrea Richmond, she's a sports reporter in Atlanta, currently in Waco, Texas. And Derwin Worrell, my guy, Dagwood, formerly sportscaster, WPRI Television. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. Thanks for watching here on the platforms of FTF Sports, Next Level Sports Entertainment, NESN Nation, Unbeaten Sports Channel, Players TV, and In the Black Network. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the NFL. Rookie minicamps this weekend. See you next week, folks. Bye-bye.